If you want to sustain a practice at a studio or at home, I'm just going to give you a couple of quick tips for you to get started. And I'm also going to let you know about an offer that I have where you can download a free PDF file that has 40 different yoga poses illustrated with the English name and the Sanskrit name to help you get acquainted. So, this is something you can do, and you can use this before you even go to a studio. You can spend a week every day getting out your mat and trying some of these poses. There's child's pose, there's cat and cow, there's all kinds of different poses, but you can see how they are and you can just feel into them. And that will actually help you ease into it. You'll know, you'll have this guide, you can read it ahead of time. So when you go to a studio, you won't be completely clueless about what you're doing. Because I know that the first time that you do any kind of exercise, I mean, in the olden days when I used to follow Denise Austin. I love her so much. She would do like these she had a morning television show at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I used to follow it, and it was a half an hour. And basically, once you learn the few basic moves, then you get better and better as you go. But the first times, maybe you're going in the opposite direction or you're going backwards, and you can't follow along, and it's really hard. And you have all this, like, if you were in a class with other people, you might have some anxiety because you've never done that before. So download the guide, and you can, at least if you don't want to even try them at home, you can uh, read this and look at the poses and see at what they are ahead of time. So it's free. You'll just be on my mailing list. That is part of the deal. But you can unsubscribe if you really hate getting on a mailing list. But I don't think you should, because I offer great stuff. But anyway, so tips to get you started: set a schedule, put it in your calendar, whether you use Google Calendar or whatever the different calendars are on your computer. Set it to have a notification on your phone. I don't know what works for you. I like to have, like, if I knew that I was going to be doing yoga or going to a class on certain days, I would put it in there, and then I would maybe have like a 1 hour or a half hour ahead of time notification, however much time you need to make sure that you can get there on time. And then, so just set a schedule and stick to it. And then another great thing is to find a yoga buddy. And if you and one of your friends both are really into yoga and you have conflicting schedules, or you live too far away from one another, you can then maybe meet once every other week, or meet on Zoom, or go get a coffee together once a month and share your yoga experiences. Keep each other accountable. You can keep each other accountable every single week through text messaging, even voice messaging on, Instagram or whatever. Just keep each other accountable, and it'll make it a lot more fun. And you can talk about things that you find weird, or things that you like and that you don't like. And it can be really great, and you can build a nice friendship with that. The other thing is, if you don't have a person that can be your yoga buddy, if you do go to a studio, you might find somebody that you really click with, and then you guys can be buddies. So create a reward. Creating a reward for yourself is something that's really nice. Like, back in the olden days when I quit smoking, I would save money from not buying cigarettes. So I would take that money, and then I would go and have a treat at the Japanese restaurant because I love Japanese food. So do something like that. Create a reward. I don't know, once during the summer, maybe go get an ice cream cone as your thing. When you're doing yoga regularly, you're also burning some calories, so it's okay to have an ice cream cone. It's not going to kill you. Um, Okay, so if you decide you're going to do it at home and not at a studio, you can create space, a dedicated space. And even if you are going to do it at a studio, and maybe you're just going to go to a studio once a week, you want to do yoga a couple more times a week, then create a dedicated space if you can. If you can't create a dedicated space, that's fine also. But it's good to have a place that where you can set up or roll out your mat really easily. So even with my apartment's kind of small, I do have one space that I really like to roll out the mat, but I have to lock the dogs out if I'm going to do that. So, but just, it's fine. You can do it. That you don't need to have a giant space. You'll always find space if you really want to do it. Then the one thing, though, is if you are going to a studio, is find your style and find the teacher that's for you. So find your style, figure out, do you like more intensive yoga? Do you like a calmer? The sun is shining really brightly right now. It came out. Yay! It hasn't been out in a long time. Find your style. Maybe you want to learn, like, to do shorter classes. Maybe you want to do restorative classes. Maybe you want to do like a longer hatha yoga class where you're, you know, I don't know. That's a whole other topic, but try to find your style. Find that. But the most important thing is show up and do it. And I want to just tell you a little quick story because when I used to go to the Clark Center in New York City it was really a wonderful dance studio that was incredible. And we had these world class teachers, and it was so amazing. And I was so intimidated when I went in there. I was terrified also. But I went with somebody the first time. I went to a class that was way more advanced than I should have gone to. But it was wonderful. And then I was hooked. And I started going on my own, even without my friend. And I took Afro ethnic dance, and I took modern dance, and I took ballet. And I had so much fun, and I loved it so, so, so much. So you can do this. You can do it. Just decide that you really want to. That's the first thing, and then show up. All right, I hope this video helped you. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel because it helps other people know about it, all those algorithms and things, and I wish you all the best. Namaste. By the way, if you are practicing yoga or you want to practice yoga and you don't know where to begin, you can get my Introduction to Yoga book. It's one of a series called Don't Just Think It, Do Yoga. And the name of the first book in the series is Introduction to Yoga. And it covers mantra, mudra, like it gives you all these terms, but it's not all in Sanskrit, and it's very easy to read. It's broken down into bite-sized pieces to not overwhelm you. So links below in the description is also it'll really help you. I know it will. And until next time, namaste.